Let's take you to Soweto now, where ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa is attending the 55th National Elective Conference Branch General Meeting of Ward 11. That's in Chiawelo in Soweto. I do understand that he has arrived and is indeed addressing some of the residents of Chiawelo at this time. Let's cross live there for you.
And so it was with me as well, because as a member, I want to have a sense of what fellow members think, and I will have my own opportunity at conference as I vote to express my own thoughts and views.
Two questions. TD Madia from Eyewitness News. You already answered the one question I had for you, but the back and forth that happened between Electoral Chair Kgalema Motlanthe and KZN around provincial executive committees making pronouncements before branches. This is a conference of branches. KZN hitting back saying, well, you spoke out too late. The horse long bolted. And in fact, it happened in January, in Limpopo, January 8, when Stan Mathabatha endorsed you, and you did not reprimand. The issue is around the fact that this happens around leadership of the ANC, and you've said nothing at all throughout that period. I just want to get your comment on that. Secondly, what are your thoughts when you're listening to the names that come up from the members of the ANC, and you've even the PCs? There are no women. Nomvula Mokonyane is but one in a deputy position at that. There's a conversation about young people coming to the fore. I think Pule Mabe and Ronald here and there. That says something about the succession conversation in the ANC. Your thoughts around those two issues, please.
Well, on the first issue, the Electoral Committee has been getting into full stride in terms of working on the rules, finalizing them, and they have now finalized all those rules. And yes, there is an issue about provinces pronouncing ahead of branches. But in the end, it is the conference of branches. And even as conferences and provinces may pronounce, in the end, it is those branch delegates who are in the end going to tick on the names that will be on the ballot box. So this process is evolving, and there may well be some missteps along the way, but in the end it all culminates in a fairly well managed process which the electoral committee will manage. And the culture of the ANC to be democratic in what it does is not going to be diluted. It is going to be reconfirmed, even with some of these missteps, because the missteps themselves are not really going to kill the culture of the ANC. And as we move on, that culture will become even better with the new rules and regulations that are put in place. So much as some of those things have happened and the Electoral Committee has expressed itself, it is going to be a guide for how we proceed forward. The ANC is committed on gender equality, and we are going to see that emerging very strongly at the conference itself, notwithstanding in certain places the absence of nominations of women, particularly in key positions. The message that and the principle of gender equality cannot be undermined, and I want to say to you, it will be reconfirmed at the conference. Let's see this as a nomination process which is going to be properly managed and which is going to sift properly as we get to conference. Conference is the final arbiter. So that is the forum that is going to decide, and my own conviction is that issues of gender equality will be upheld at that conference.
President Chiawelo from the ANC, are you in touch with the branch itself and what happens in Chiawelo? Because the people here suggest that you're out of tune with the service delivery rules. For example, Martin was mentioning he hasn't had electricity for the last 4 months and a number of service delivery issues on the ground. And maybe secondly, what would you highlight as the successes of your presidency in the last 5 years in Chiawelo for the people? Maybe your key successes that you say that this is what you've done for the people.
Well, the second one, I don't serve the people of Chiawelo only as president. If I did that, there would be a huge complaint around the country that he's just focusing on the place where he comes from. And I want to also say that leaders must avoid focusing just on their own birthplaces or where they live, because when we are elected, we serve the whole country. And we serve the whole country by ensuring that there are good policies, there are good processes, and there's good governance. So to say, what did you specifically do for the people of Chiawelo or Chiaweka, this branch, would actually be misplaced, because it would actually put me directly in the firing line of a whole lot of other comrades and people, not only comrades, but people of South Africa, that he's one of those leaders who just focuses on his area. What we should focus on is precisely what is being done from a service delivery point of view. This area, this place is facing exactly the same challenges that many other places in the country are facing. I'm very much in touch with what's happening on the ground here, the electricity challenges. And I once came here and addressed precisely that. And one of the problems that we have here is that, for instance, there are electricity blow-ups, that is, and blow-ups is the right word, where the power generator in the area, it's called the transformer. And I came to address this issue. Transformer is installed by Eskom, and then it is either stolen or it blows up because of illegal connections. I stood precisely here in this venue and addressed that. And even as I addressed it, our people understood, because I told them fact and details that transformers were installed. There were about 3 or 4 transformers that had been installed right here. And illegal connections, which they also know about and admitted, get the transformers to blow up. And even now, they were telling me and they were saying, it's not the fault of Eskom or whatever, it is our own doings, even as residents here, because there are many people who have done illegal connections. And the other service delivery challenges are no different from the service delivery challenges that our metro is dealing with. And fortunately now we have an ANC mayor who's going to be installed soon, who's going to lead the process of the rejuvenation of this metro, and service delivery should improve.